Hey everybody, let's look at trig functions of any angle, not just acute angles. Let's start by letting theta be an angle in standard position with xy a point on the terminal side of the angle theta. R is defined as the square root of x squared plus y squared. Think of it this way. If we had to get to this point from the origin, we would have to go x units horizontally, and sometimes they're negative, and y units vertically. The x and or y can be positive or negative. R is the distance from the origin to the point given. And as far as definition goes, sine of that angle is the y coordinate over the length from or distance from the origin to the point given. Cosine is x over r, tangent is y over x, and then we recall from the previous videos, these other three are just reciprocals. So the main thing is to realize you'll be given a point, and that's an x and a y coordinate, and you can calculate r, the distance from the origin to that point, by using this formula. Let's do an example. Let negative 3, 4 be a point on the terminal side of theta. Find sine, cosine, and tangent of theta. Now, something visual, if you want to plot negative 3, 4 and put you a ray through that point, initial side's on the positive x-axis, terminal side will go through the point, negative 3, 4, and theta's the angle that takes place in the middle, the opening. X is negative 3, y is 4. So the distance from the origin to this point is the square root of negative 3 squared plus 4 squared. Well, that's 9 and 16, that's 25. So that has a distance of 5 units. Sine theta is defined as the y coordinate over the distance from the origin, so that would be 4/5. Cosine is x over r, negative 3/5. And tangent is y over x, 4 over negative 3, that's negative 4/3. Another example you'll see in your homework is given tangent of theta is equal to negative 5/4 and cosine is positive. Find sine and secant. Cosine being positive means that the x value has to be positive. Well, that occurs in either quadrant 1 or quadrant 4. Since tangent is negative, one or the other of x or y has to be negative. Now in quadrant 1, all values are positive, x's or y's. In quadrant 4, your x's are positive, but your y is negative. So that allows us to place a tangent right here. I'm going to go ahead and mark off theta as the angle. Tangent, opposite over adjacent, that's our negative 5/4. Because we are right of the y-axis, we're guaranteed an x-coordinate that's positive. That satisfies this. 4 squared plus negative 5 squared, that's 16 plus 25, which is 41. And so that tells us that from the origin to the point 4, negative 5, there's a distance of square root of 41. And so I'm just going to ink that in. We're asked to find sine theta. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. That's negative 5 over square root of 41. If you have to rationalize, that's negative 5 square root of 41 over 41. Secant is, remember, that's the reciprocal of cosine. Well, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. Another way to think of it is r over x. R over x. Square root of 41 over 4. Evaluate sine, cosine, and tangent functions at the quadrantal angles of 0, pi over 2, pi, and 3 pi over 2. Basically, all the angles that fall on an axis. Sine is, and remember the distance, I marked them 1 unit away from the origin to make r equal 1. It's just to make it easier to calculate. Sine is y over r, so 0 over 1, that's 0. I'm going to randomly pick cosine of 3 pi over 2. Well, the r value is still 1 in every case because it's 1 unit from the point to the origin. Cosine is your x over r, 0 over 1. And let's see, if we do that for 3 pi over 2, x over r equals 0. Let's investigate these undefineds. At pi over 2, we are at the point 0, 1. Tangent is y over x. 1 divided by 0 is undefined. At 3 pi over 2, same case, y divided by x, negative 1 over 0, that's undefined. The other angles, like at 0 or pi, y over x, 0 on top gives you an overall 0. So that's why tangent is 0 on the angles on the x-axis and undefined for the angles on the y-axis. Definition, let theta be an angle in standard position. Its reference angle is the acute angle theta prime formed by the terminal side of theta and the horizontal axis. For example, if we draw in the y-axis and an x-axis and we form an angle in quadrant 2, our angle reaches somewhere between 90 and 180. A reference angle means go as short as possible from terminal side to x-axis. So that little angle would be your reference angle, theta prime. In quad 3, x-axis, y-axis, open somewhere more than 180 but less than 270. Your reference angle would be the quickest trip. In every case, reference angle is the quickest trip from terminal side to x-axis. These are the calculations you would use based on quadrant and whether you're in radians or degrees. So if you're, say, in quad 3 and you're given an angle like, say, 240 degrees, the way you would calculate your reference angle would be 240 minus 180, which would be 60 degrees. Quadrant 1, your angle and your reference angle are identical. In quads 2, 3, and 4, you got a little bit of thought process you got to do to get your reference angle. Find the reference angles for each theta. Let's go 300 degrees. Starting on the positive x-axis, rotate counterclockwise 300 degrees. Because that's quadrant 4, from the previous slide, our reference angle is 360 minus the angle given from quadrant 4. Well, 360 minus 300 gives us 60 degrees for this reference angle. Let's take an angle in quadrant 2, like 2 pi over 3, and also note this is in radians. 2 pi over 3, that's an angle in quadrant 2. The reference angle is going to be the angle from the terminal side to the x-axis. From the previous slide, A reference angle for quad 2 is pi minus the angle given. Pi can be written as 3 over 3, that's still 1. 3 pi over 3 minus 2 pi over 3 is 1 pi over 3. Evaluating trig functions at any angle, your first step is to determine the function value of the associated reference angle. Now we did a couple of examples up here on the slide before. That's the recipe for degrees or radians in any quadrant. So that's step one, is determine your reference angle. Depending on the quadrant in which theta lies, you're going to give the appropriate sign to the function value. Now what does that mean? If you're in quads 2 or 3, cosine will be negative because your x values are negative. If you're in quadrants 1 or 4, cosine will be positive because the x's are positive. Switching your train of thought, the top two quadrants have positive y values, therefore sine is positive in quads 1 and 2. Y values are negative in quadrants 3 and 4, therefore sine is negative in quadrants 3 and 4. This chart below, you can Google this. You absolutely can just use this one. You'll find these documents also in Google Drive, so feel free to use these as much or as little as you need to. Evaluate the trigonometric function cosine of 4 pi over 3. Now this is where we're going to put all those previous two slides into action. 4 pi over 3, if you need to convert to degrees to visualize where it's at, please do so. 4 pi over 3 is equal to 240 degrees. So if we wrap around 240 degrees, that puts us in quadrant 3. Quadrant 3, x's are negative, so cosine will be negative. How far is it from 240 back to 180? 60 degrees, very good. 240 minus 180 is 60 degrees. In radians, that's pi over 3. That tells us that cosine of 4 pi over 3 is equivalent to negative, again, left of the y-axis, x values are negative. Cosine of pi over 3 from the tables before is 1/2, so negative 1/2. Tangent of 210 degrees, 210 degrees, that's another quad 3 angle. Tangent is actually positive in quad 3 because you pick any point in quadrant 3, both the x and y coordinate will be negative. That's because you have to go left and then down. Well, tangent is y over x, and if you divide two negatives, you get a positive value. The reference from 210 back to 180 is a little short 30-degree angle. So tangent of 210 degrees is equivalent to positive tangent of 30 degrees, and from the table, square root of 3 over 3. Cosecant of 2 pi over 3, 2 pi over 3, if you convert to degrees, is 120 degrees. That takes us to quadrant 2. Sine is positive in the top two quadrants because sine involves the y-coordinate, and the y-coordinates are positive up here. Specifically quadrant 2, 2 pi over 3 means that we have a 1 pi over 3 left to go to make a straight angle. That's our reference angle. Pi minus 2 pi over 3 is pi over 3. Since sine is positive in quad 2, cosecant, which is its reciprocal, is 2. Cosecant of 2 pi over 3 is going to be positive 1 over sine of 2 pi over 3 because of the reciprocal identity. The reference angle is pi over 3, so sine of 2 pi over 3 is positive sine of pi over 3, and from the table, that's square root of 3 over 2. 1 divided by square root of 3 over 2 is 2 over square root of 3. If you have to rationalize, that's 2 square root of 3 over 3. Email me with questions or concerns. Find me during office hours. I'll do whatever I can to help you out. Stay on top of your homework. Ask questions as they come up. And I will talk to you later.